I'm in the rather sumptuous Rookery Hotel. I booked in here through Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which actually, before I start anything else, I will say, meant that I got a free bottle of wine, which is always lovely to welcome you into a hotel room. And I booked it through Mr. and Mrs. Smith as a treat for my sister, who's been really, really ill. So instead, I've come here with my friend Shireen, who's currently behind the camera. Aren't you, Shireen?
Hello.
Hello. And we have just had a wonderful time looking around Clerkenwell and the hotel. I'm going to do a separate post on Clerkenwell properly, but I will just sort of skim over some of the sort of interesting bits that we learned on a historic tour that we did with Emma Parker of Coutures. I'll link to her below. It was Clerkenwell, so there was a well out here and it was outside the city walls. And it was first sort of written down as being a place in the 1100s. And people lived here and it was quite a salubrious place because there was all this fresh water springs and things like that. And the area then sort of, you know, as it did over history, the fortunes went up and down a little bit, but effectively it became a bit of a poor area around the Victorian era. And this place is called the Rookery, based on the area was called, was it the area that was called the Rookery, Shireen?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Clerkenwell in general.
Clerkenwell in general, right, known as the Rookery, because there were rooks here, and rooks were, you know, blackbirds that would feed on carrion and things like that. There were loads of bodies buried around here, and at one point it was all a bit out of hand. And that's kind of the history of Clerkenwell in a teeny tiny nutshell. The hotel itself, the front of the building dates back to the 1700s. Now that's the first record of the building being here, but they don't know anything about the people who lived here until the early 1800s, when there was the first census based on where people lived rather than individuals. And each room in this hotel is named after someone who lived in the original building from the census that they have, I think from 1832, let's say early 1800s, in case that's wrong. So the rooms are very old school and there's this whole sense of history, but actually what I found fascinating was that everything's been rebuilt. So they found this building here on Cowcross Street. There were 3 buildings and they were going to be demolished, and the hotel owners bought them in the 90s, and they kept the whole external exactly the same and then redid the inside. But they've done it really well to make it look very Georgian, and the furniture is antique and things like that. So it really does feel like you're in a home of sorts. It's very homely, isn't it?
It is, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really lovely and homely, and the perfect place to celebrate birthday. So sorry Mick if you're watching, you really missed out. So I'm going to start by doing a room tour. And then I'm going to, tomorrow morning, because what I always try to do in these videos, as those of you who have watched them before will know, is film everything at night because I check in at night. But I'm going to do that in the morning so you can actually see it properly. But I'm going to do the room tour now so that you can see it before I mess it all up, because I am desperate to jump in the bath, Shireen here or not, doesn't make any difference to me. So I'm going to start outside the room and bring you in now. So starting outside the room, okay, this one's named after Theophilus Garanciez, who was he was a pharmacist, I think. Right, let's get Shireen to let me in. Hello, Shireen.
Hello.
Hello, you're my butler now. We start off in this hallway. Now I'm going to try and get as much detail as possible, but it gives you the feeling of being in a house rather than in a hotel room, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
I'm steaming straight on into the bathroom because it's the best bit.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
It is incredible. Paintings, like a nice country home. This bath, okay, I'm going to film it slowly. Lovely foot pedestal. Is that a pedestal, Shireen? Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Okay. And then this brass bath, which is just the absolute dream. I really want this bath in my house. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Products they give you, Ren. Lovely to have a bath oil in a hotel. They so frequently forget to give you a bath oil, and a good quality bath oil too. That to me is one major brownie points. Oh, towels over the heating, nice, keep them warm. Those are the windows. I haven't looked behind there yet, but I suspect it's just a street view that they don't want people to see anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Usually the loo isn't really the source of, you know, much interest, but I like this loo a lot. I think this is a beautiful loo. Again, very old school. Fortunately, it works though and is all plumbed in. Sink, Ren soap, my product obviously doesn't count. There's Shireen with her wine-acious. Right, should we move on in through the corridor again into the bedroom? Right. So, writing desk. I mean, to not have a writing desk this grand and wonderful in a room like this would be a sacrilege, wouldn't it?
It really would.
This is made for that. Let me turn the proper lights on. Ah, there we go. Big writing desk. Nothing much here apart from these amazing books. And I just spotted Nancy Mitford book, so that's what I'll be doing later in bed, just reading her. Here's our wine that you've heard so much about from me. Around here, TV number 1. Side table, big old sofa. The remnants of our afternoon tea, which we sat here drinking like Georgian queens. Massive wardrobe. And now, I mean, this isn't so much about the hotel, but the wardrobe itself, but this is the most incredible wardrobe. Often in hotel rooms, I find that they don't give you anywhere near enough storage.
No, no way. Or it's like the wrong type of storage. So I don't always want to hang everything.
Don't want to hang everything, yeah. Rather portly looking man there. What do you think his name was? George?
Alfred.
Alfred, yeah. And then the big double poster bed. Four poster bed. Dear God.
I think the wine's really good.
Yeah. I've had a single glass of wine, viewer. Okay, lovely, sumptuous bed that I was in front of before. And a second TV, so you can watch your telly from bed or your film. So it's really, really cozy and really homely, isn't it? And there's Shireen feeling at home and being cozy.
I'm very much at home here.
Yeah, she's doing the hygge or cozy vibe in her jumper and scarf and wine. It's all really decadent. So that was the room tour. I'm going to show you around tomorrow morning, but for now I'm going to have my wine with Shireen and just enjoy. So it's morning at the Rookery Hotel. I'm all trussed up because it's freezing cold. I'm going to take you outside to start the tour outside and then come in and look around as promised. We are outside the Rookery. These are the original shop signs rather. So we've got Pork Butcher there. These are the hotel. Leland Confectioner. And the Dairy Now and Cheesemonger. So these were all the original shop fronts that they've just restored. And we go on Peters Lane, just off Cowcross Street, and there's the Rookery. The entrance rather. So it's a bit hush-hush in there, so I'm going to try and talk as quietly as I can. So here's the Rookery. And here's the front door, which is beautiful. This first room, which is a sort of quiet library. Hello cat, this is a house cat, and the reason I couldn't bring Monty. Paintings, and then a proper dining table where you could have your dinner if you so choose to. They don't have a restaurant here, they do breakfast in bed, and they do room service. So that's that. Okay, let's go through here. So this is the bar and the sort of main bit where I've seen guests sitting. There's the honesty bar. So you take your drink and write it down, which is nice. No drinks this morning yet. And a terrace for nicer days or people who are very brave on days this cold. Over here is the fireplace and a nice sitting area. So that's the end of my tour. As you can probably tell, it's really just bedrooms and seated areas. There's no gym, there's no restaurant, although you can have food. So that's the end of my tour. As you can tell, it's not a massive hotel, it's really just seating areas and the rooms, but they're all beautifully done. Like I said, you can eat here, but there's no restaurant, there's no gym, there's no sauna, stuff like that. This is more of a bolt hole. If you're taking someone on a birthday trip, or you want to take someone to theatre and then do something really special afterwards, this would be a great place to stay. It's a wonderful place to wake up. You're right in the heart of Clerkenwell, and it's a great base for exploring. So I hope you found that helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.